for joining me for this quick chakra tune-up for the fourth chakra, Anahata. So Anahata rules the heart. It's a really special chakra because there's 7 main chakras and the heart is the fourth chakra, so it's in between the upper chakras and the lower chakras. So it helps kind of connect your physical existence to your spiritual existence. And there's more to it. It connects all the nadis and energy channels in the body too. You can look all that up. But it rules the heart, so in a healthy flow, the heart chakra will give you that feeling of unconditional love, bliss, joyfulness, and just calm, centered happiness. In an imbalance, you might feel depressed or pessimistic, maybe just feeling the blues, basically. And then you might also have physical symptoms associated with the heart itself, the lungs, the chest, the breast, the arms, and the shoulders. So if you have any issues with those areas of the body, you might want to work on opening up the heart chakra. What else was I going to say? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So in order to open up the heart chakra and get it flowing, we do a lot of back bends and chest openers. So we'll be focusing on that a lot during our practice. Oh, also I was going to say, as you're going through your practice, I'd like for you to visualize a green sphere of light growing in the center of your heart, getting brighter with every breath. So as you're breathing, just visualize this green light expanding with every breath. Okay, so we're going to start with some shoulder warm-ups. So we'll just start to roll the shoulders, going in one direction. And then in the opposite direction. And you want to be sure that you warm the shoulders up until they're moving nice and fluidly. You want to get all the synovial fluid activated to protect all the bones. Okay, and then we can bring the fingertips to the clavicles and bring the shoulders forward and then back. Okay, and then I'm gonna bend the elbows at 90 degrees and just do some little side curls like this, warming up all the different parts of the shoulder joint. Okay, so let's move I'm gonna move my bolster out of the way. You can keep it if you want a bolster or a blanket underneath. You can always modify, do whatever makes you feel most comfortable. That's the key here. So we'll start in a comfortable seated position. Okay. I'm gonna inhale, bring the left hand up alongside the ear, and on the exhale, we're gonna take it to the side. You can press down into the mat with the right hand, maybe bending that right elbow to get a deeper stretch. Just want to make sure you're not lifting up the hips on this other side. Inhale, feel that green ball of light in the heart, glowing brighter with every breath. We'll inhale, bringing it back up to center. Exhale here. Inhale, bringing the right arm by the ear. Exhale, taking it to the other side. We'll inhale, coming back to center. All right. have a blanket, it might be kind of nice. We're going to be doing some work on the knees, so having a blanket will give you a little extra padding. I'm going to fold the blanket about like this. Okay. So I'm going to demonstrate this pose from 2 different directions. So we're going to be doing a modified camel pose, and I just want to do this to the point where we're opening up the chest. If you want to go into a deeper version of camel, of course you're welcome to, but I'm just going to do the modified version. So what we do is we bring the hands to the lower back, and the fingertips are pointing down, kind of resting on the tops of the glutes. The tops of the shins and tops of the feet are one with the mat. The hips are stacked right above the knees. We're going to inhale and lengthen the spine. Imagine an invisible thread pulling the crown of the head up out of the hips. And then on the exhale, we're going to push the hips forward like an inch. Then inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, push the hips forward. Inhale, lengthening the spine, and exhale, pushing the hips forward. Eventually the gaze may come up towards the ceiling. You just want to be careful to get a good stretch without compressing anything. So you still want some space in the spine and the neck. Okay. So from this angle, and then we'll inhale, bring it back up to center. All right. So from here, I wanted to work on half circle pose. So we're going to bring the right foot out to the side. The arch of the right foot is going to be in line with the left knee, and we'll have the toes pointing straight forward. And we'll inhale, lengthen. On the exhale, let's bring the left hand to the mat. The fingertips are pointing away from the knee. Okay, so off to the left side of the room, and the wrist is stacked underneath the shoulder. And then we'll inhale and peel the right arm up towards the ceiling. On the exhale, you can imagine there's a giant exercise ball behind your back, and you're kind of leaning back over that exercise ball, maybe even taking the gaze towards the right fingertips. And then we'll inhale, bringing it back up to center. And we're going to trace a circle shape, the shape of a mandala with the fingertips. So take a good inhale. On the exhale, we're going to rotate at the shoulder, making big circles with the fingertips. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll go in the other direction. 1, 2, and 3. All right, we'll bring it back up onto the knees. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So the arch of the left foot in line with the right knee, left toes pointing straight forward, kind of reaching down with the outer edge of that left foot towards the mat. Might get a little bit of an ankle stretch here too. Good inhale, and the exhale will bring the right hand down to the mat. Fingers are spread as wide as you can comfortably, and fingertips are pointing away from the knee. That hand is in line with the knee and the arch of the left foot. The wrist is underneath the shoulder. Then inhaling, we'll peel the left arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, imagine that invisible exercise ball behind your back. Turning your gaze towards the left fingertips. Then inhaling and bringing it back to center. Exhale, tracing a circle with the left fingertips, rotating at the shoulder. 1, 2, and 3. And then in the opposite direction. 1, 2, and 3. All right. So now I wanted to do some modified chaturangas and also some modified push-ups. Okay, you can use the blanket if you'd like on the knees. We're gonna come into tabletop, wrist under the shoulders, knees under the hips to start with. Let's walk the knees in really close together so that they're touching, and the insides of the feet are touching as well. Sort of gluing the knees and the feet together here. And then we're gonna walk the hands in a little bit so that when you lean forward, the shoulders are actually out in front of the wrist and the hands are kind of underneath the rib cage. You want to give yourself enough room to come down into your push-up, but basically the wrists are under, spaced out at shoulder width, even though the shoulders are coming out in front of the wrist. You want a nice long line from the crown of the head to the knees. And then on the exhale, we're going to keep the arms tucked in by the rib cage, bending at the elbow, coming to a 90-degree bend. Then inhale, bringing it back up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, bring it back up. 2 more. And then let's bring it into child's pose, reaching the hips towards the heels. The hips don't have to touch the heels, but they're reaching that direction. Or bring the hands together and bring the hands over the head to get a little tricep stretch here. And then you can reach the hands out in front of the body and come up, bring the hands up onto the fingertips, keeping the forehead on the mat, maybe feeling a shoulder stretch, and then also bringing some relief to the wrist. Okay, let's inhale, coming back to, let's come back to tabletop to start with. I'll walk you through it again. So I also wanted to do like a modified American style or calisthenic style push-up that we do in PE and stuff. For one thing, to illustrate the difference, but also because I think it's a good thing to incorporate into your practice because it kind of targets a different set of muscles, and I feel like it really gets things flowing in the chest, gets the lymph flowing better. So we're in our tabletop, and we're gonna walk the knees together again, gluing the insides of the knees and the insides of the feet together. All right, and then we're gonna lean forward so that we have that straight line from the knees to the crown of the head. And then we're gonna bring the hands out so that when we bend the elbows, they're gonna come out to a 90-degree bend, but on the sides of the body. Instead of tucked in like this, it's gonna be on the sides, okay? All right, and 1. If you want, you can lift the shins. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Whew. All right, let's bring it back to child's pose. All right. So, from here, all right. So we're in child's pose. Let's inhale, come back to that tabletop. We're gonna stretch the knees out so that we have that straight line from the crown of the head to the knees. On the exhale, let's bring it down little by little, chaturanga. But this time we're gonna come all the way down to the mat. We'll bring the hands underneath the shoulders, tops of the thighs and tops of the feet are one with the mat. And then on the inhale, we'll lift the chin and the chest. into a little baby cobra. And on the exhale, we'll bring it back down. And then on the next inhale, if you'd like, you can bring it into a full cobra. So we're gonna press through the hands. Inhale, lift the chin and the chest, keeping the tops of the thighs and tops of the feet warm with the mat, keeping a bend in the elbows, keeping the gaze straight forward, the mouth closed, the top of the tongue pressed into to the roof of the mouth. And you can have the gaze straight forward or lifted. Shoulders away from the ears. And then exhale, let's bring it back to child's pose. And there's lots of arm options with child's pose. You can reach the hands out in front. You can reach them towards the heels. And here in child's pose, bring your attention back to the heart, back to that green sphere of light, glowing brighter with every breath. Scan the heart, notice any tightness, any darkness, any heaviness. And just sort of embrace those parts of yourself. There's a line in a Bonnie Raitt song that says to carry your heart like a newborn child, because it's only the moment that lasts. So carry your heart like it's a newborn baby. Okay, let's inhale, come up to seated, come into a comfortable seated position. Inhale and bring the hands up overhead. Exhale, take the hands to heart center. May you fully experience the joy and the pain of life, and may your heart heal. Namaste. Thank you.